Welcome to my workshop. You are watching Casual DIY channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to engrave a photo with a diode laser on a piece of plywood or wood or any other material. Today's video is dedicated to people that are just starting the adventure with a laser engraver or are thinking of getting one and want to see what my machine of this type can actually do. Now the laser on today's video, it's a P10, so that means it has got 10 watt module, and that is quite of important information, how strong, how powerful the laser module is. As I said, mine is 10 watts. Usually you can buy 5, 10 or 20 watt modules that are reasonably priced. Now if your module is different, it's 5 watts or 20 watts, the settings will have to change as well, as the laser module will be less or more powerful. So today's video is a guide so you can see what type of outcomes you may be expecting from your machine. But that's enough of talking. Let's jump into my laptop, and the first software we're going to be tackling is Lightburn. Right then, so this is Lightburn. The most important things for us are the settings that are different for each photo. Okay, and we'll be able to compare the outcomes. So as you can see in cuts, i.e. layers, I've got 3 images: black, blue and red. Each of them will have different types of settings. So first of all, we're going to go into the black one, and the settings I'm going to be using for my laser engraver is 6000 millimeters per minute, maximum power of 100. Okay, and then the line interval is 0.08. The next thing we want to talk about is the scan angle. Okay, so basically this image here shows you the direction of how the laser will actually work. So if we change that, the direction of our laser module will be like this. But for this example, we're going to leave it at 0. Now, as we are engraving, I don't want to have any error assist on, so I'm going to switch that off. The next thing we want to do is actually amend the image itself, so we're going to get the best result. So right click on the image and then go to adjust image. On the left hand side you can see the original image as it is normally. On the right hand side you've got the amended image, and there's a few options you can actually change here. Let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. At the moment I've got Jarvis, okay, and in my opinion that's the best option to use for engraving photos. However, you've got a lot more other options. For example, grayscale. Okay, it will try to represent the image like so. But as we go through all the options, you can see how the dots will actually change. Okay, it all depends what type of outcome you want to achieve. In this case, I want to use Jarvis so you can see how it's going to come out in the end. Line interval, we've got it set it up at 0.08, okay, and that is giving us 370 dpi. Contrast, I've set it up to 15. Obviously, again, you look how the image is changing. Thanks to contrast, you can add a lot more detail and a lot less shadowy effects. So you can see how the image is changing when you change the contrast itself. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it at about 15. Brightness, again, you know, it all depends on what you want to achieve, but you will lose or gain detail by changing the brightness. Gamma, again, similar effect. You can gain or lose a little bit of detail. Enhance radius. Again, with this option, you are changing how the picture itself will come out as. So for this image, these are my options. Okay, second image, the blue option just here. We're going to leave 6000 millimeters per minute, 100% power. However, the image mode, this time, as you remember, we had Jarvis on the first one, we're going to use grayscale. Over here, you've got constant power mode. In this case, we do not want to have it on, okay, as I'm going to set up my maximum power at 100 and minimum power at 50%. that will hopefully give me really good results in going from a light grey to darker grey. Okay, it will able to use more power when changing those options, and the scan angle is 90 degrees, so it's vertical. We'll see how differently the image will look with this setting. Okay, press OK. Again, we're going to go to adjust image. In this case, as we mentioned, grayscale. Contrast, I've set it up to 7, brightness 4, gamma 0.750, enchant radius 10, enchant amount 60. Okay, and you can mess around with these settings as much as you want to get the correct look of your engravement. And the third option, the red one, again 6000 millimeters per minute, maximum power. This time I want to have constant power mode, so every single dot produced by the laser will have 100% power of my laser module. Now the line interval 0.08, okay, that gives us 370 dpi, and the scan angle is at 45 degrees. Okay, so we'll see again what difference will that do, and we're going to adjust the image. Okay, that's the settings we've got. Line interval, dpi, 14 for contrast, 8 for brightness, that's my gamma, radius 9, and the chance amount is at 50. Okay, so Lightburn gives you another quite interesting option, which is preview. Okay, so basically you can see how the work will proceed and what you can expect from the final results. Okay, you can go basically line by line to see what you're going to get. Also gives you the estimated time, how long it will take to engrave this. Right, so I've got all my settings here. I'm going to select them all, and we're going to engrave everything in a piece of plywood. Okay, so the laser has finished, so let's check out the results. I think you can see straight away the striking difference of these settings and what you can actually achieve. In my opinion, the first option, this one, is definitely the best. Look at the detail around the eyes, really nice, around the shirt, absolutely fantastic. This one, totally different effect, okay, as you can see. It's still usable for some sort of a project. However, if you're trying to represent a picture on a piece of timber, this one is definitely the best. In this case, you just get a different type of effect. And the last one, as you can see, it's quite interesting. The dark places are a lot deeper as we've got the constant power mode on. Okay, so under the finger, the dark places are actually a lot deeper than everything else. But as you can see, we have lost some of that detail around the eyes and the beard. But again, it all depends what you want to achieve. So only messing around with the settings in your software, you can have really totally different effects. Right, now let's jump into LaserGRBL to see what options we've got there and how different it will be compared to these. Let me just flip the board, whack it in place, and let's jump into my laptop again. Right then, now we are in LaserGRBL. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to import the first photo. Unfortunately, it's a little bit different than Lightburn. You can only more or less do one picture at the time with certain settings, so Lightburn with that is definitely a lot better. However, this is a free software and you still are getting a lot of options. Okay, again, I've got my photo here. For the resize, I'm just going smooth. Okay, brightness and contrast, I've got that set up to 109, contrast 92, white clip, I've got that to 0. Again, you can mess around and see what it does. All the options will change the preview of your photos just here. Now for the engraving test, we're going to do a line-to-line tracing. That's what we're going to use in this case. If you were to use different options, obviously your picture will look totally different. But for this first trial, we're going to go to line tracing. Direction, horizontal. Quality, we're going to go for 12 lines. So basically, that's going to be the quality of your picture. More lines, that means the dots will be a little bit tighter and the picture will be a little bit darker. Okay, but we'll go through that options in a few minutes. Right, with those settings, I'm going to press next. Here, I'm going to change to 6,000 millimeters per minute. We're going to leave it at dynamic power, so you can have constant and dynamic. We're going to leave that. So the power range for this photo engraving, the minimum we're going to go for 50% and the maximum for 100%. Okay, so that's the figures represent those percentages there. Right, so I'm going to connect my laser and we'll start engraving. Okay, now let's change the settings just a little bit on this and you'll see what difference it will make. We're going to change the white clip. So we're going to remove some of that background, as you can see here, and we're going to change the quality to 8 lines per millimeter. Okay. Next, we're going to leave everything as it was. We need to change that to 500. Going to go to 1000. 10,000 millimeters per minute. We're going to change that to 6,000. I'm going to frame the photo and we'll go again. Now straight away you can see the difference. We've not changed that much, but the picture looks totally different. In here you've got the whole background grayed out, and on this one we've removed a little bit of the background so you can see far more detail on the picture itself. So as you can see, slight changes in the software can produce totally different results. Okay, we've got 2 more to do. Right then, in this case we're gonna go for sharp option, brightness, contrast and white. 100, 100 and 100. Okay, now we're going to go with ditching option. Just here we're going to select Jarvis. Again, you've got a few options here, but I think Jarvis is actually the best. Now the direction, we're going to go for vertical, and the quality we're going to go for 9. Press next. We're going to change it to 6,000. Dynamic again. 500. 1000, so that gives us 50% and 100%. Right, let's carry on. Okay, let's check out the results. Very nice, look at that detail. Very good detail on the eyes. Got a lot of shadows in the middle one. It all depends if you want the shadows or not. You can play around with the settings to get exactly what you want. Now remember that this may actually look different on a different type of wood or even on a different type of plywood. So bear that in mind. It's always best to make a trial version on a smaller piece of your timber or plywood or whatever you're going to be using to engrave, just to see the results of your settings. We've got one more setting to check out with LaserGRBL. So I'm just going to whack another piece of plywood in and we'll make the engravement. Okay, let's check the third option. We're going to go for smooth, optically correct. We're going to change the white to about 90. Contrast 83, brightness 106. Again, ditching. This time we're gonna go for maybe Atkinson. Okay, diagonal 10 lines per millimeter, 6,000 millimeters per minute. We're gonna change the power to dynamic again. 500. 1000. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, let's check the final results. This is again a little bit deeper under the finger, a lot more detail. However, the shadows, as you can see, are quite heavy. Unlike the t-shirt, you can actually see a lot more detail, and when you put your finger to it, you can actually feel that it went a lot deeper. So once again, check out the results. So these are with Lightburn. Okay, that's the settings with the Lightburn. I think this one came out by far the best. I like it the most. A lot more detail here. The shadows are removed. It all depends if you want the shadows or not, but I preferred this one the most. This one is just a different type of effect you can achieve with these settings. Over here, the shadows, it's a lot deeper. Again, it all depends what you're looking for. And then with LaserGRBL, again, that's similar to the middle one that we've done in Lightburn. With less shadowing, you still actually can achieve nice shadows and still have the details. You can see the glasses here, quite interesting, and the t-shirt. But by far I think this one is the best. Still having a bit of shadowing effect here, nothing on this side, but bits of shadows there, and a little bit of shadows on the face, and nice detail on the t-shirt itself. And then the last option. So as you can see, tweaking few options in each software can give you dramatically different results. Now, for example, the way that the laser head will go horizontal, vertical or diagonal can actually help you in achieving better quality. It all depends. If you are engraving piece of timber or piece of plywood, the grain will be running in a certain direction, and sometimes using a different setup for the laser head to go will give you better results. As for example, if the fibers are going horizontal and your laser will go horizontal, you may not actually get the best results. So again, it's a little bit of experimentation, a process that can give you in the end very, very good results. So what I want to say to you, there is no one best setup. Unfortunately, you do have to spend a bit of time and experiment to see what works best for you. You need to consider what are you exactly engraving, what machine are you using, what power, what software as well. And eventually, after doing a couple of tries, you will get to the settings that work for you best. Now, I hope this video was informative and helpful to you. If it was, drop me that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I do have some really cool playlists just over here for you. There's a lot of laser-based projects, but also workshop-related as well. So, hopefully, I will see you on those videos there. Take care.